enjoyable. It's your eyes. Everything just comes out. Your reckless, wild side. You pull me in with no regrets. Didn't mean to have it. Still, yeah. It's been some years since you touched my lips. I get more passion when we kiss. Because what we say, you wasted. Bring it around, you know I don't wanna waste it. Because what we say, you wasted. Around, you know I gotta taste it. Whoa, whiskey wasted. One more shot glass on the ground. It kept me warm as the sun went down. Took a little break. My Charlotte Lane, join with a shot glass in spirit light. Because what we say, whiskey wasted. Bring it around, you know I don't wanna waste it. Because what we say, whiskey wasted. Bring it around, you know I gotta taste it. Oh, whiskey wasted. Because what we say, whiskey wasted. Around, you know I gotta taste it. Because what we say, whiskey wasted. Bring it around, you know I don't wanna waste it. Oh, whiskey wasted. Whiskey wasted. Whiskey wasted.
Yeah! Oh my gosh!
Join us now, Miss
Pamela! That was the fabulous Pamela, who is performing here in town, Las Vegas.
What was that?
That was amazing!
Did you see me? I'm trying.
I know. Do you want to learn guitar?
No, but I can be lip syncing.
You can lip sync. You didn't see it, but she was playing a mean air guitar over here while I was playing.
Well, I can actually. I kind of know the chorus part. So
yes,
there you go.
I like.
This is the first time that I've heard this song, and I can see a big hit coming.
Thank you.
It's a hit.
It is the song
Yes,
that everybody remembers from my shows.
Mhm.
So that's what we close every show out with my band.
Oh my gosh.
That is the not the song I'd like to be known for, but it is the song everybody knows me for, and I'm called the Whiskey Girl at a lot of the bars I play at, and you know.
I love it. I love it.
When everyone takes me up first is where we're going.
And having said all that, welcome to another exciting episode of the Honeybees. And I am JC Crisologo with Maria Pureza, our director producer, and Pamela. And our topic for today is called Through the Fires. The fires that ravaged Los Angeles and that ravaged Hollywood. And no, I'm not talking about the scandal between Jake Lively and Jason Baldoni accusing each other of hijacking their movies. No, we're not talking about that. We are talking about the recent horrible thing, the fires that swept all these places like Pacific Palisades, Malibu, Pasadena, Altadena, and I believe Brentwood, and there are more towns
Yeah.
that were affected by this. It's just unbelievable.
It's terrible.
Any thoughts? Yeah, it's really terrible. It's really affected the community in Los Angeles. It's crazy. Even my because I have family members that live in LA. My auntie Ditas and my cousin Luchi and Ruth. Ruth is married and she has a small boy, so they're on red alert.
Oh.
They actually uploaded an app on their phone, and they're just waiting for them to signal them to
Scary.
evacuate.
Wow.
I mean,
What's scary is when you're living in a city, you don't think it's going to touch you.
Mm.
I've lived all over the country, and I've lived in very rural areas with nothing but pine trees,
mhm.
where you know you're in a fire danger zone.
Yes.
And then when you live somewhere where you're right in a town, in a city, like you don't think that you're at danger.
You're gonna
you know,
be
and it's-
affected by it.
Yeah, it's very, very scary, and like our hearts, prayers go out to anybody right now
Mhm.
in the LA area.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely, and yeah, and piggybacking with what you say, you don't think that this is gonna happen. Oops, water bottle.
I tried to keep it clean up. I just hope I don't need water for the next
The
40
water
minutes.
bottle had a mind of its own and decided to move over.
The water bottle's walking in
Yeah, walking in.
California. to help
Yeah,
out.
it only happens at the social media show students. So, yeah, I mean, you said that in the city you don't think that this sort
Yeah.
of thing happened, but then we have to remind ourselves that in big cities, and most especially 9/11,
Yeah.
I mean, that's already like, a red flag. It could be a natural disaster or man-made
Yeah.
disaster, or it could be terrorist attacks in
Yeah,
cities,
it's like
and
none of us are
none of us are
untouchable.
safe, like even
Thank you.
in Paris. So it's just, we live in a crazy world.
Yeah.
And talking about the community that was affected in LA, my heart grieves. I've been watching a lot of videos of even wealthy people that have lost their mansions, and they go back. You know what they go back for? For their pets and loved ones. And all of a sudden, it's been reduced to that.
Yeah.
It's been reduced. It's no longer about their material wealth or their $1 million marble that they've
Yeah.
exported from Italy to
They-
Beverly Hills.
Yesterday
Mhm.
at Central Church, they said that the fire departments were going back, and these people were saying all they wanted was their photos.
Mhm.
And as somebody who does photography, like my photos mean everything to me as well. Like if everything is gone and you can get those photo albums or those discs or whatever out,
Mhm.
they were just going in and they were trying to get, like you said, the pets.
The pets,
They
yes.
don't get obviously people were getting their pets as much as they could, and then it was like if they could only get that one box, like people were going in and
People were going in.
the fire departments were going. They were like, okay, where's that one box? And
Yes.
they were trying to get those memories for
Mhm.
people.
That's really
So
funny.
sad.
That's really funny because the other day I was thinking about I was gonna go on my TikTok, and that's another story. Okay,
Oh my
That's another,
gosh, yes.
another topic.
Yes.
I was gonna go on my TikTok, and I have this luggage, the carry-on luggage that we bring inside the airplane.
Yeah.
I just bought this because I just love the design and everything.
Mhm, mhm.
I bought it, and it's been in my closet for the longest period of time. But anyways, besides the luggage point, I was thinking the other day that I should videotape myself opening that luggage and putting valuable information, and I was gonna say this is a tip, even though you are far away and you don't think that you guys gonna have a fire.
Yeah.
These are the things that you have an emergency luggage.
You have an emergency
Yeah.
luggage. Good
I-
thinking.
I have a box next to the bed that my grandma gave me when she was still alive, and it's a fireproof box.
Mm.
And back when I was in my early 20s, I was a very disorganized human.
Mhm.
And I'm sure everybody in their early 20s was, but I was, I think, a little more disorganized. And my grandma gave me this little tiny box, and she says, anything that's of any importance, you put it in this box. So, like, birth certificate, social security card, like, your, really important things, anything that can fit into a small, tiny box. It's always in this box, and it's always next to my bed, and I always know if I ever need to go.
Yeah.
It's here,
Yeah.
it's ready, and it's things you don't ever want to have to think about. But
Yeah.
when we're watching like the hurricanes in Florida and the whole East Coast, and now Southern California, the fires. It's
It's
like you're saying,
just
there's
crazy.
and then
Yeah.
people online people get so ruthless and mean online. They're like, oh well, people shouldn't live in those areas. The entire country has problems.
Mhm.
You can live where there's earthquakes. You can live where there's hurricanes. You can live where there's fires. Like, I'm born and raised
Where
in
are you
Minnesota,
from?
and we had tornadoes growing up.
Yep.
I mean, a tornado can come through any part of the country. Like, you're not safe or untouchable.
You're not safe.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
There could be a flood. There could be lightning.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
we live in a world where, like, our material possessions they're just here, and they could be gone.
We could only pray and
That-
hope.
We never have to feel and know
Mhm.
what everybody is going going now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, going back to the topic, what you were saying, might not happen in the city. You
Yeah.
think that it might not happen in the city. The fire, actually, there's a lot of conspiracies
Mhm.
that came with it. This
Yeah.
is, the hates and conspiracy and whatever you name it. But there's so many conspiracy that where the fire started.
Mhm.
What you guys think about that?
I haven't
Um,
watched enough stuff to even know.
Know what's a conspiracy?
Yes.
Well, one of the conspiracy is the Diddy what do you call that?
The Diddy scandal.
The Diddy
Yeah.
scandal. Yes.
oh well.
Yes. So they were saying that it's to what do you call that now? It's to wipe out all
The evidence.
evidence. So and then there's also another conspiracy saying that the Maui fire.
Mhm.
Is this, they were like, oh, it's exactly the same thing.
And I was also thinking about that. I was thinking about that too, because when somebody had mentioned about the Maui fires, it's almost like there was a light bulb switch in my head. And then once again with the blue roof houses, because they were saying the blue roof houses in Maui were not affected. And this is the same thing that happened in
What is
LA.
the blue roof?
Yeah.
Any house that was painted blue, any rooftop that was painted
What
blue.
is the blue? Do you know what it is?
I know that the houses that were painted blue on the rooftops were houses of like Oprah Winfrey, all these big people, so they were kind of insulated and not affected by what happened. And so again, they say that it once again happened in LA, that the blue rooftop
So
houses.
do you know any among the rich people in there that hasn't been burned?
I know that the James Wood, the big Hollywood actor James Wood, at first he was crying because he thought that his house was burned to the ground. And then when he came back, his house was not affected at all. So
I think, yeah.
and he didn't have a blue rooftop, by the way.
Oh. I thought he had them. Well, I think that's conspiracy is totally lie because Malibu around the Pacific Palisade where there's a lot of millionaires out there,
Mhm.
it's totally burned down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if that's that was true,
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing that I can think that it's a little bit true. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Because everything, small people, big people, whatever.
Everybody
there's that-
was
everybody
affected.
Is affected. Like,
Oh my gosh,
They
yeah.
freaking burned down the Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Oh my gosh. Can you hold that thought for a second? Okay, because I want to
This is my
talk about.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
I want to talk about two things.
Okay.
Just to end about the community side of
Yeah.
it. So Alec Baldwin's daughter, Alec Baldwin, the big actor. So she, the fires were everywhere surrounding her. She was stuck in traffic. And what she did, because she just wanted to go home and save her dog or her pet or whatever.
Gosh.
So she was stuck in traffic, and guess what she did? She left her car in the middle of the traffic, and then she ran
I
for
saw
15 minutes
a lot of
to
that.
her home to save the pet. And oh yeah, that's right, it was a cat. And she put it in the cat bag, the cat bag with the plastic bubble in the back, and she was outside, just like a regular civilian.
Person, yeah.
Yeah, with her face mask, because there was too much, fumes
Yeah.
all over, and she was able to save, her.
How
her
did
pet.
did they is that film in the video?
Somebody took a picture of her.
Oh,
Somebody was able to take a
Picture,
of her with her the backpack
Because
and the
I was
cat.
gonna say again, that is acting.
No,
And
no.
to all the people making these AI videos of the
Yeah.
fire, I mean, I'm not going to swear on your show, but we all know what I'd like to say
can-
to them.
Yeah,
Now, I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah, oh yeah,
there
that's why
there
I
are
see
people
those
losing their lives, their homes,
Yes.
their pets, all their belongings, having to start over from scratch, and people are out here making fake videos on
Yeah,
the internet
that's
to
true.
gain
That
views
is
on
not-
their.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Like,
Yeah.
It is so.
When there are natural disasters happening in this country, you need to put down your phones, put down your stupid social media accounts, unless you're going to use it for good,
Yeah.
and start pulling money together, resources, bottles of water, whatever we have that's extra. Find a donation site, get it there, and let's help out people in whatever state they're in, whatever side of the country they're in, whatever area, whether they're rich or poor, whatever your stupid little comments are about
Yep.
rich people or poor people or whoever. There's wildlife that's burned to death,
Yes,
forests
yes.
that burn to death, historical, iconic businesses and
Yeah,
buildings that people
yes.
never will come
And-
back.
Yes.
And people are
And it
out
will
here
affect all of us.
trying
Yes.
to profit off of
Yeah.
it on their social media, and
Yeah.
we should be doing more things as the communities,
Yep.
especially like this close to LA. We're only what, 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really not that
Oh,
far.
we're
Okay.
driving
I was
like-
sitting down in my porch the other day, and if it could happen to LA, it could happen
It could-
here.
could happen
Yeah, and that's
here,
what
yeah.
I was saying. Like when
I
I
was like,
when I live in a city, like I've just spent 2 years in Spokane, and
Mhm.
I was living up in very rural areas before Spokane, fire areas. Places where we almost got evacuated one night because the fires were coming in North Idaho, and I mean everywhere I've lived,
Yeah.
pretty much has had
and
these
it's the
natural these
Yellowstone is
fires.
right
Uh-huh.
there.
And then I was in Bayview, and that's all forest. And it's
Yes.
like if a fire breaks out, you have to
Ooh,
leave.
yes, yes.
So I got to Spokane, and I'm like, other than this, 200-foot pine tree we had in our front yard, I was like, oh well, we're in a city. Like nothing can happen when you're in a city.
Mhm.
But then when you watch things like this, I mean, it like you said,
Yeah,
nothing is
you're not
nothing.
exception.
nothing
and
is
you're like,
untouchable.
what could possibly happen?
Yeah, no, it's really just it's sad and it's scary. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that one heartwarming story about the community is when I saw a video of a lady who went back to her home. I don't know I think it was in Malibu. She had a little farm, and then she went there to see about her goats. And then all of a sudden when she went there, she was filming. One goat came out and was very happy to see her. And then she said, "Oh, I'm happy that you're still alive." And then one by one, the other goats came out and started kissing her.
Wow.
So all her
Wow.
goats
Made it?
made it, and they were like kissing her. And then she said, I promise to come back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just came here to see if you're alive.
Yeah.
So that's one beautiful, encouraging story.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then another story too is that one guy who had to abandon his house while it was being burned, his dogs were in there, I think like 3 corgis. He came back and the dogs were still alive. And he was embracing the dog and crying
Oh my
that
goodness.
he was. So it's
I would
just,
I would die trying to
Mhm.
save my dog. I already know that. Like if they said you can't go in there, I'd go in anyway. I know.
what I love about the story of what the recent tragedy that ravaged LA is the inspirational thing that came out of it. Like when you've been reduced to nothing, you still have something to hope for, like your animals or a loved one. It's like it's been reduced to that.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about ground zero. That's like zero.
Yeah.
I got recently I got kind of upset with a lady.
Mm-hmm.
She we were like sitting down on a waiting area place, and she was like, we were like so weird that we were just talking in there like while waiting, right? And she eventually said, hey, how are you? And then she's like, did you heard about the fire in LA? That's the first thing she said. And I'm like, yeah, I know, it's so devastating. That's what I said. And she's like, yeah, poor rich people.
That's what I was saying was
yeah.
the stuff that I see online is it's just atrocious. I mean, like there's no other word to describe it.
That's
Because I'm sorry that somebody worked harder than you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
yes.
rich people don't just get rich for the most part because they just were born rich.
Yeah.
And as a business owner as well as me how hard we start from the ground up.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of the people who are, if you're rich, it's because you worked for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then people who are at poverty level want to like bash people that worked harder than them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they
Yeah.
sit around doing nothing,
Yeah.
drinking their 40-ounce beers, not going to work, when somebody else is out running 5 businesses and working because they don't want to live the way that this person lives.
Mhm.
So it's, that on top of the fake TikTok AI and generated videos, people with their comments like that. But all I have to say is people like that, I hope that nothing like this ever has to happen to
Right.
you
Yeah.
or your families or your
Yeah.
kids or your pets, because it
Yeah.
doesn't matter what money you do or don't have. If you've lost everything and all your memories and your family or your whatever, if it's all gone tomorrow,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what money you had
Yeah.
or
Right,
have.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can never replace.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I
that.
look at her. I look at her and said, I think, I pity every single one that is affected.
Yes.
in LA.
Yes.
That's what I
yes,
said.
Yes, absolutely.
And I said, why you said poor rich people? You know what? Here's the deal: is don't actually just be general.
Yeah.
Don't just say, hey, this person. You know what I mean? Because that's not right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it just literally didn't sit in with me.
Yeah.
After we were like not talking, right?
Yeah.
And then you come to me and like poor rich people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Plus, she doesn't even know you. Like,
yeah.
what if you had a family member,
Yeah.
relative, in living in Palisades or Malibu? Like, she doesn't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
doesn't
it's
know
just,
that.
It's just like, oh
So
my
she
god, I
can't
was
talk
like,
that way.
Usa.
Yes,
I don't
yes.
think I would have been able to bite my tongue on that one.
well, my way of bitching to her is like, why do you see that
Yes,
one?
yes.
Usa, like,
Yeah. Why? Yeah.
Like, why?
why rich people?
Yeah.
Right,
Yes, yeah.
Anyways, it's like, no, and now she started defending herself, like, no, I don't mean. I'm like,
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the hurricanes that just happened in Florida,
Uh-huh.
and then you see everybody online just. Well, I don't know why people live there. Well,
Yeah,
the
that's-
majority of everyone I know vacations in Florida,
Yeah.
and they just don't live there because, well, they can't maybe afford to live there, or
Yeah.
maybe they have a life and a home somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So, the people that were able to, I lived in Tampa for 2 years. I went through 4 hurricanes in a season down there.
Oh, good Lord.
And I just had an
So
apartment.
you were there when the ground is actually collapsing, huh?
No,
No?
it was like they warn you about the hurricane and then one would come through. It was in 2004 when like four hurricanes blew through in like a very short amount of time.
Oh.
And it was scary and like I
It
said,
is.
I've lived through up by the King Fire up by Tahoe. I lived up there. Like I've lived in 6 different states. I've went through hurricanes, I've went through earthquakes, I've went through fires, and and it doesn't matter where you live, how much stuff you do or don't have. It's scary
still
as
have
shit.
it.
And if you can't, like you're saying, these people who are stuck in traffic and couldn't get home to their animals.
Yeah, they just left their
I mean-
car in the middle of the road.
I mean, like I wouldn't even know what to do if my home was about to start on fire and my dog would be
Yeah,
dead. I would
exactly.
die trying to save my own dog, and we'd probably both be dead. I couldn't, like, it doesn't even compute in my brain to have to be in that life or death situation.
Yeah. You can imagine those people who like, because I had it in myself where then when there's fire on that area where I know I'm heading to my house,
Yeah.
you don't you don't feel like, oh no, it's not my house. You still feel that
You
like,
still feel it's
yeah,
gonna
I hope
affect.
it's not my area.
Yeah.
I hope it's not something like that. So
Yeah.
I know how they feel, how like they already had that news that all LA Sunset Boulevard, oh my God, my house is behind that building or something.
Well, and the wind that they were
Oh my
having, like
gosh.
because the wind was bad in Vegas that week.
Yes.
And like
It was a whole lot worse in LA. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like not even heard of that
yeah,
kind of wind
exactly.
in LA. That's like
80 miles per hour, that is when you are riding a car for 80 miles, that is pretty fast.
It's like-
Speed, like
Yeah.
talking about
It's like
speed. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like tornado hurricane.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
When somebody told me 80, because I haven't seen that in the news, and somebody told me it's 80 miles per. Oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
is that even possible?
So you heard 80, I heard 100, and it's crazy. I was like, what is this? Like, what is happening? And now that I'm talking to you ladies, I remembered, because I used to live in old Manila, with a big wooden houses. So my neighbor's house behind our house got set on fire for some strange reason. And I saw, close, the way the fire, it's almost like the fire had a mind of its own. It started licking the surface of that house. And then, mom screaming, get out of the house right now. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're like still. So we were all, even the street kids outside, I don't know how they were able to carry the refrigerator. And then all of a sudden, I go out in the street, I see the big couch outside, my grandma in the middle, and then our marble podium on the side. Oh, they set up our living room in the middle of the street. They were all there. I know it's not funny, but like looking back, it's like the way our living room was now outside.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Anyway, so
And then also a shout out to the fire crews.
Yes.
Yes,
I dated
yes.
a firefighter in San Diego for 3
yes.
years, and I actually messaged him this week to make sure he was okay. And him and his new wife are living in Montana. He's like, but my crew that he used to work with is all in LA fighting, and these crews come from all over. When I lived up by Tahoe,
Yes.
the crews came from all over to fight the
Right.
King Fire. They're all in LA now. They're going from everywhere in the country, even from Mexico. Like, so I mean, the fire crews, like, our hats off to you
Hats off to the
because
first
and the
responders.
first responders and everybody
Yes,
that is there
yes.
doing that, because it's not an easy job, and they're there on the front lines breathing in this air, and it's
So speaking
they
about
work so hard to save what's left and get rid of what's going, and it's
right,
you know,
very hard.
So yeah.
We love you, firefighters.
We love you. We're gonna go talk about more about the firefighters. But
Okay.
before we go on a break, I know he's gonna go on a break now. My conspiracy. I just cannot. One of the reasons why I'm here at Honeybees today is because I just cannot let this go. My conspiracy theory. You know, you guys watch the Hunger Games, right?
Yes.
So the new Hunger Games main city will be LA in the future. Watch, you're gonna see a Sunset Boulevard smart city, smart houses, smart building in the
Smart
future.
everything.
Smart everything.
Yes,
AI
yeah.
houses, building, and everything. That's my conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I am not going from the root of my conspiracy because all the it's bad. My conspiracy, where's the root, what happened, and where this came from. But I'm gonna say what's gonna happen in the future with my conspiracy. It's gonna be an AILA,
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, now that
Crazy.
right?
yeah.
Are we going on break?
We are going on a break and we'll be back for more, and this pertains to the first responders, and we will be right back.
I spent a month in New York and a month in Jamaica trading Tom Cruise and Brian Brown in a movie cocktail.
I want to do what that guy's doing. It made Flair mainstream.
Lights are set, judges are ready.
I stood there probably 20 minutes and just watched. I had goosebumps.
It's so difficult, it's so extreme.
Somebody should do a documentary.
Showmanship has been a big part of bartending since day one.
And then Vegas just blew up because, entertainment capital of the world.
I want to win.
$50,000, $100,000 purses at different competitions around the world.
I don't think people have ever really seen what we do to prepare for these things. This is what it's all about.
So what went wrong? Egos took over and things were said which shouldn't have been said. It was going bigger and bigger and bigger.
There are growing fears of prolonged instability on Wall Street.
The money went out the window. You can sell a cocktail. You can't sell flair behind the bar. We had to deal with the prissy-ass bartenders. We all want to be the best.
Well, my move is more difficult because I make it look easy.
Nights like tonight make me want to just stop competing because I don't think I'm cut out for it.
And I was standing there with my tooth just broke right in half.
Why do I do this? Why do I suffer through this?
I don't really know why it's male-dominated.
There's absolutely male toxicity.
You want to play with glass, you're going to cut yourself.
Literally was up here and would touch bottom.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome back to the second segment of the Honeybees, and I am JC, and she is Maria Pureza, the director, producer, and the fabulous singer from Memphis?
Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota. I'm so sorry. Why?
Yeah, we are Vikings.
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 So
Next year.
Again.
So if you missed the first segment, we were talking about the fires that ravaged Los Angeles and how it affected the community. And now, we're giving a shout out to the first responders. And speaking about the first responders, there was a lady from the adult film industry who is now offering her free services to the first responders. I'm gonna service you for free.
What the heck?
Oh, goodness.
That's what she said.
People just
And
crazy.
I was like,
Can I have?
okay.
Can we actually find another planet to live in? Because I am tired in this planet.
So, if we're going to talk about what people should be doing for fire crews, When I lived up by Tahoe and those King fires came through, that when I was telling you that I had an ex-boyfriend in San Diego who was on the fire crew, their crew was one of the crews that came up. I actually had a girlfriend who was in prison at the time. Her fire crew had come up. Like, it was like this whole, all of these fire crews were parked in a parking lot and they were sleeping in their trucks, and like, I mean, basically zero amenities to come fight these fires. So my stepdaughter that I had at the time, I was like, do you want to go meet my ex-boyfriend, meet his fire crew? You know, like we baked them cookies, we brought them some food, you know, and this is the thing, like when you actually have normal, decent human ex-boyfriends, you can stay friends with them, and you know, you can do these things and still care about them and whatnot. But I took her, and she got to go on a tour of the fire truck and the whole thing. But yeah, and we baked them cookies. So, you know, bring your fire crews water and food and
make cookies,
gift cards for something for them and their family. But God bless the woman who's giving.
I put my house on fire so many times, and
Maria's over here waiting for
my best friend. Now actually what do you call that? Block me, or what do you call that? Put me on hold on using my stove, because I actually tried to cook food from the last not last 2 days, but 2 days in a row. I'm trying to make food, and I put the fire alarm twice. Besides the point that I had firemen came.
I remember.
But this recently. Okay, I just went to carnivore. It's out of tangent. I just went to carnivore diet, and now I cannot just eat something that is.
So now you're about ready to light your house on fire trying to cook. Just call DoorDash. Just kidding.
That's what they told me. Just call DoorDash. Because now I'm carnivore, so I gonna have to have meat. So I was like cooking this pork belly and put it on fire. And then I did hot dogs. Okay, hot dogs, and I put it on fire. So both time, and I'm like, oh, never mind. I'm just gonna go get something.
So somebody commented about this lady that was offering her services to the first responders. Somebody said, oh, maybe she wants some smoked sausages.
These smoked sausages. Anyway.
Oh my God.
Great. Hey, thank you so much to all the first responders, especially for the sexy firemen.
I know, Mike. I remember you told me when your house caught on, you were calling me. They're very handsome firemen in my house right now. And then I saw the video like of smoke coming out from the oven.
Oh my God! All my neighbors have their what do you call that? The fire extinguisher.
Ready for your house.
Hey, I'm here, and everybody.
They see her come in with a bag of groceries. They're like, oh, dear Jesus, here we go.
Don't.
You know what it reminded me of? That she's like the wicked witch that asked Hansel and Gretel to go inside of the house, and she was now inside of the oven, and now there's like smoke coming with her inside of the. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened to Maria?
Yeah, no cooking for me. You can cook for me.
Oh, good
So
Lord.
Maria's looking for a firefighter that can cook.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's perfect. A firefighter that can
cook.
Yeah,
Oh, good Lord.
You cannot just be a firefighter. You have to cook. Yeah, you have to be a cook. You know, I have my son. My best friend is a cook. My son is a chef, and
Your
some
son-in-law.
And you burn hot dogs.
And I burn hot.
She burns hot dogs. She burns hot dogs.
Oh, my best friend is my roommate, so he's a cook.
And his name is Chris Cook.
Yeah. So
And
anyway,
he is a cook.
he's like, you stopped. So he told me to not use the stove anymore, and I said, you know why? This is what happened when you have a roommate, best friend who can cook but doesn't cook for you. This is what happened. I told him.
Oh my God.
I just want to video her making food sometime
I know. Maybe I should go there to cook for you.
Welcome to Honeybees,
Yeah.
next Monday segment.
So,
Maria's cooking show.
I know.
The cooking show lasted 45 seconds. We're not calling the fire department.
But you know what? We used to do cooking shows. I have videos where I am.
It's different. It's different. Yeah, well, it's different when you're cooking Filipino. Okay, here's the thing. When you cook Filipino food, all they do is boil everything. So there is no fire. When you are...
What about the fire underneath while you're boiling?
Underneath.
Or do you just have electric burners?
No, I have...
No, she has a gas stove.
Okay, so she has-
I've cooked in
So
her
she has
oven.
open flames in her house.
She has open flames in her
That's
house.
crazy. Never mind. And I remember when that fire is coming from my stove, like fire, like I'm like, oh my god! Oh, I don't know what to do, and I was on the phone trying to call 911. I don't even know how to call 911, so I just keep on like, why it's not going? And then I forgot what I did, but I couldn't call 911 on my phone. It takes me some time to actually relax to be able to.
Oh, maybe you were
I was like,
having a meltdown. Yeah.
It's just like, what
You
the
were
heck?
having a meltdown. Yeah.
And all my neighbors, it's so amazing. The neighbors, I just love my neighbors. They were like here with their fire extinguisher.
Oh my gosh,
Anyways.
that's really.
Back to you, JC.
I love it. I love it. Well, I remember one time many years ago in the Philippines. It's an old, my grandfather's house was really old. So I slept in the room of my cousins. I only see them once a year. I'm from New York. So one of the beds had a wire that went inside one of the electrical sockets.
Mm-hmm.
And it caught on fire one night. And my two cousins from New York were like doing a tug of war with a pail of water, and my aunt screaming, don't fight. And then all of a sudden I see the neighbors coming into my grandfather's driveway. They were all there. They looked like they were about to kill someone.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. Yeah, fire is not fun. Oh, well,
No, it's not fun. It's not fun while you're experiencing at the moment, but then when you look back some of the incidences and people's reaction, some know how to react, some don't know how to react.
Yeah.
I didn't know how
I
to
don't
react
know how to react.
when my bed caught
I know how to
fire.
react when the fireman is there.
Oh, my bed was all like in flames, and I was just looking at it like this, like I became like a stone.
I was like doing this when the fireman, I don't know how to cook, Mr. Fireman. But my mom just left me, and now I have to make my own food. And he was laughing at me. He was like, here's my card when you had another one. I'm like, are you telling me I'm gonna make another one so you can come back here?
Isn't that
I
something?
can see this. I can see her.
Oh, no, I literally did. Like,
my mom left me here all alone.
yeah.
I don't know how to make a pizza. And I'm so
Yeah.
hungry.
Oh, I did that. I'm so hungry. I need to make some food for me. And he was cracking. He was like, he think I'm cute, but he's married. So.
It just reminded me of the scene on Friends when the firefighters come on Valentine's Day to extinguish their boyfriend thing that they're doing. They're burning all their ex-boyfriend stuff. And then they get their phone number and they walk out. He's like, aren't you going to tell them you're married? And he goes, my girlfriend doesn't even know I'm married. I'm not going to tell these girls.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, this is just.
On the note of fires, while we're here, other than the fact that Maria and I obviously clearly have an obsession with firefighters. Oh well. All of us, we all love firefighters. We all love you. For those of you that go camping, especially when you're in a wooded area, like last summer we went camping at several different places up in North Idaho, in the woods, obviously, and we were way far from Yellowstone, up more towards Canada.
Oh, okay.
But there's all this free camping if you get on, BLM land and national forests and stuff like that. Well, we were scouting for the perfect campsite, and people are not extinguishing their fires all the way. So if you think your fire is out, it's not out all the way if you can still kick it and smoke comes. So if you've put things on top of it, whatever, just do yourself one last favor. Get some water. The river is usually like right there. Dump some water on it, dump some sand. We actually bring a shovel and we dump sand and more dirt on top. But I mean, there were 2 different fires that were not fully extinguished while we were scouting up the river for campsites. And it does not take much during the summertime to spark one spark. Hit a tree, and then there's another 100,000 acres burned in somewhere in America. So just be careful with fires out there.
And summertime or whatever the time is, you if you think there's gonna be rain, it's not. Just be careful with those things. Yeah. And talking about rain, do you know how long is the LA fires lasted?
Oh wow! It lasted for like a week and a half, or even more.
Yeah, I think it's a week and a half. Because I remember that started Wednesday. And then I think a few days ago, I think it's out now. There's a rain actually finally.
Thank God! Yeah. God finally listened. Well, not finally, but listened to our prayers. Sometimes that's really awesome.
Sometimes I think, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
We could say it because this is the conspiracy theory part of the show.
Well, this is not coming from me. I spoke to so many, many Los Angeles people that actually just move here, literally. This person actually that just moved here, when I talked to him, he just moved. He said, I just got here 4 hours ago. So literally moved here. And then he said, and the wife said, well, I said, oh my God, that's devastating news, blah, blah, blah. I was trying to actually be empathize, sympathize, whatever you call it. And they're like, well, Maria, that is not actually a natural disaster. It was made by people.
We can do
I once had to call up the paramedics because I'm asthmatic and I ran out of my asthma spray.
Oh yeah.
And so the paramedics came, and ignorant me, I thought it would just be the ambulance. I didn't realize that there was like a fire truck that came. That was my first time. And these like hunky men came out from the fire truck. I'm like, oh, what is this?
Like, my treat today.
And then they gave me some oxygen. And then I was like, oh, thank you. I feel so much better now. And then they were like,
Did you pull a Maria? Did you know her phone number?
No, that was, as soon as I could breathe, because of the oxygen, the fireman was like, I said, oh, thank you. I feel so much better now. Not so fast. You're coming with us. Oh, it's to be continued. I said, something's gonna happen soon. I want to know how this will end. How is it gonna
so funny. You are hilarious.
We're
either gonna get love or hate mail from the fire crews. I mean, like, we saw your show. You do know we have jobs, right? We actually go save people and put out fires. We're not just to look at.
So
we do though.
But did you pretend you could cook, or did you pretend like you couldn't cook?
Oh no, I just had this. This was a happy ending for somebody who had a severe asthma attack and who was about to die. So that was the end.
Like anytime like a fire truck drives by, you just smile and wave. Like, hi.
Maria, it was her smoky stove.
When they're doing
it was my lungs.
When they're doing the fill the boot drive, and you're like, I mean, how many dollar bills do I have to put in this today? Like, maybe I'll go back to the bank and pull some more cash out, but I want them in small donations so I can just put $5 in at a time so I can just keep going back to the fill the boot, and then you make a U-turn and then you go back again. And so I mean,
oh my God,
the fill the boot fundraiser, I'm sure is
when I used to,
we love you.
Yes, we love you.
when I used to work with a company, my office, where my office was, I remember I used to go take my quick fresh air breathing break in the back, and in the back is by Tropicana, in front of Orleans, and on top of there is the firefighter training department. So whenever I go behind, in the back of my office, I see all these training firemen like doing literally like they were like training, climbing things, and they are like in their no shirt.
I was going to ask.
And I am just standing in there, and I'm like, yeah. Ooh.
Oh my!
I have a good girlfriend back from Minnesota that was a fire in the fire department, and she was blonde hair, tall, beautiful, and I have a picture of her somewhere in her fire crew pants and the suspenders, but like in like a wife beater tank top. And it's like, yes, it's not just firemen we love you, fire ladies too.
Yes,
all the fire crews.
Absolutely, all the yes, everyone.
But we really derail on your show.
Well, not really, because we segue back. Yeah.
Are you segueing back?
Yes, and
I'm over here just in my brain, firefighter fantasies. Back to.
I think we're gonna change the title of this episode, Firefighter Fantasy.
And then you're gonna put a collage of firefighters.
Maria's making a calendar.
Yes, yeah, making a calendar. Yeah, I like Mr. March. Or Mr. October.
What do you need your inhaler?
I thought it could be right now.
I have one in my purse. We can pretend we don't have one.
Oh yes. For that, I'll need a real live fireman, a live one right in front of me, in the flesh, not AI, not AI generated.
Anyways, going back,
we just get shirts at least. Honeybees, I love firefighters.
Oh my God, that is
2025 on the back. Something.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
And then I'll go attend.
Bake cookies.
Yeah.
She won't. I will.
Yes.
She will not be.
And then I'll go attend the Central Christian with an "I love firefighters."
My T-shirt would be like, "My fireman cook for me."
Oh. Yeah. Once I attempted to cook, my firemen ended up cooking food.
They actually can cook because they're 48 hours on shift.
Oh yeah.
So they do cook, and they're they actually can cook.
And it's not only smoked sausages.
This might be up your alley for men who can cook.
Yeah.
Firefighters can cook.
I don't date artists.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but I don't. I don't.
Everything that I do, she doesn't date.
Yeah, well, that's why I have my friend.
Yes.
There you go.
She's prejudiced against any
musicians,
artists. What else? Everything I do, right?
Salespeople.
Well, I run 3 businesses, so there we go.
Salespeople.
Well, here's your sales people right here.
Because they're gonna sell you on something that you don't wanna buy, and they will shove it into your arsenal.
Okay, but hold on now. On that note, as a musician and artist myself, what do you have against us?
No, I love you guys. I just don't date them. I love them. You see, I love every single entertainers here in town, actors, filmmakers.
She actually has been one of the biggest supporters in Vegas of music since the day we met. So she puts me on all her shows, showcases my music, had my
I go travel 1.5 hours to see her.
Yes.
Yes. I do that. So I can be a.
I understand why you don't date us, because I don't date us either.
Exactly.
I'm like, I look back in my repertoire, I'm like, I can tell you, I don't think I've ever dated a fellow musician or artist. Well, no, yes, an artist, but we're a different breed. We're really a different breed.
Oh my good Lord. From the fires that ravage Los Angeles to dating.
I know we're gonna
firemen.
think about dating in the future, but anyways, going back to the LA fire
topic.
Yeah, and going back to the to the firemen, firefighter
Again.
This is going back to, well, you see those what do you call that, where they take out the water, for the fire truck.
Turning off the faucet.
Not the faucet, the one in the street. Remember?
Oh, the fire hydrant.
The fire. They said that there's no water.
No water. That's what I wanted to talk about too.
Yeah,
there was no water, and that's why Mel Gibson was so bad. And Mel Gibson said, "You better stop buying hair gel for your hair and start concentrating on the fire hydrants," because Mel Gibson said that's where all the money went to his hair.
Mel Gibson?
Mel Gibson was accusing the mayor.
Oh, the mayor.
Yeah.
They said
the mayor didn't do anything.
They said that it's the mayor and the governor.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's one of the conspiracy.
Right. Yeah.
So that's crazy. And then there is a news. I don't know if you guys see the news that says that farmers insurance canceled all.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Huh?
That wasn't true.
I think a few months before the fire began, they canceled.
They didn't cancel all.
They didn't but they canceled some.
Some.
Okay.
Maybe because if you are in that company, it's literally what's the risk and everything. They can cancel it. They are allowed to. That's not illegal.
Okay.
By the way. But
sadly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They have to protect the company too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a company. It's not really said. It depends on what's the risk and how much. They don't want to lose. If Farmers Insurance is an American company, it's a U.S. based company.
Right.
So we don't want another big company to go down and our economy go down.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyways. Besides, I'm not trying to defend Farmers Insurance. What I'm trying to say is that this conspiracy is never true. Go and do your due diligence because they never did cancel everybody. As a matter of fact, they are now starting to receiving insurance money in LA. Those people who lost houses, they are starting to get paid.
Thank God.
And imagine. That's why, imagine LA, they will come back up really, really strong, and that town will be an AI town. I promise you. And and also with President Trump, the government will be pouring so much money. So for those people that is trying to run away from LA, this is not the right time. Going back, I think I want to go back in there because that money that is going to be poured in LA are so much. I can buy my house in LA.
You can buy your house in LA. Yeah.
That's the truth. This is what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be, there's so money coming in now. So I'm telling you, those people who's running away, coming to Vegas, it's not a good idea. Stay there. Because even though you didn't lose your house, you were part of the devastation, you're still gonna get some.
Yes, yeah.
I'm gonna go and find my residency in LA.
Nice. So having covered the insurance, or some of it, I'd like to talk about some of the conspiracies that are out there. So one is that in the video, they showed the fire being shot down from the sky, and they're saying that these mysterious drones or helicopters started. No, this is the first. This is the first theory. So fires like shooting down like lasers from from the skies and burning down houses, mansions. So that's one. And the second is the alien
Oh,
conspiracy.
see, I never thought about this conspiracy.
Yes. Plus with 100 miles per hour wind and
that's alien.
I've been in Vegas almost 3 months. I have yet to see an alien, so
I know, me too.
I'm really getting.
you haven't seen it.
I'm getting really disappointed.
Have
Me
you,
too.
have you been
Me too.
speaking
I think-
about aliens? Do you know? I'm sure you've been to the fashion show mall.
A long time ago.
Okay,
Go
and
back
did
there.
you notice that on top of the
Oh, the
fashion show,
yeah.
there's like a big alien ship over
Yes.
there? You want to know why they put it over there?
Why?
Because a long time ago, I don't know when, maybe in the 70s, a ship, an alien ship, was hovering above Caesar's Palace Hotel. And they said that a lot of people saw it. But then the government, came in and they said, look, there's nothing to see here. Like, there's nothing yet. Go on, with your life. And then it was another cover-up. And that's the reason why there's that UFO above the fashion show mall in memory of what happened to Caesar's Palace many
So
years
you
ago.
heard about the alien that actually came down in somebody's backyard, right? Here in Vegas? Oh, you didn't?
Was it here in Vegas?
Yeah.
Oh, why is
Remember we were talking about it. So and he took a video and gave it to the police department.
yeah.
And they actually covered
They
it up.
confiscated
And
the video.
nobody see it.
Yeah.
That time is the time when they started opening the sphere. And I said that the reason why those aliens are coming here in Vegas is because they think the sphere is that planet Earth and we are in a galaxy.
Oh goodness, I just love this episode. We're turning into clocks.
Like you see, they put this sphere in the beginning, the planet Earth.
Oh,
So now the aliens are coming here because they think that's the planet Earth. They are like hovering around the galaxy of the sphere.
When I was on my way down here from Spokane a few months ago, I stopped at the Area 51 gift store, get some pictures and souvenirs and whatnot. And the girl that worked behind the counter told me, she says, you have no idea how many people come in and get mad at me because they came here and there's no aliens here at the gift store. Like, they drive from, like, just when you think one of us is maybe a little out there, we're having a bad day. Oh, no. There's people out there that come to Area 51 from all around the country, drive here, and they get mad at the poor girl at the gift store because there's no aliens to see.
Did you get mad?
I couldn't. I had to be nice.
Now I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put up an alien store and I'm gonna dress Maria in an alien outfit. Or would you like to see a live alien? But it's going to be you have to pay $100 to see.
And this alien has a Filipino accent. An actually authentic
She's gonna be like wearing the rubber suit.
Filipino.
She's gonna be like walking like this.
Filipino, but she has a freaking blonde hair, okay?
But then the face will be alien, everything. Let's turn you into a reptilian one.
Yes, please.
Reptile.
I want to be, yeah.
And then her eyes like this.
And
Like
can
globules.
I have my ear really long too?
Oh, like the pointy one, like Spock?
Yeah.
Live long and...
I had another funny story. So I wake up today. And I said to Chris, he's my roommate. Hi Chris, I know he's watching. So I woke up today, get out in my from my bedroom and do my coffee, right? Because that's my first thing. And I said, "Oh, we are having honeybees today. I'm gonna be on camera." And he said, "Oh, that's perfect. Don't." And I said, we're gonna talk about the LA fire. And he looked at me and said, that's perfect. Don't change your look because my hair is... That's perfect. I'm like, oh that's a great idea, Chris.
I love that color, by the way. It's really nice.
It looks like I just came out from fire.
It's like singed.
Oh, really? Thank you.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
And I forgot to actually, but anyways, besides the point, what else do you want to go before we go on a break?
So we've spoken about the community. We've thanked the first responders.
Yeah, they will.
In a very fascinating
I think them a little too much.
Yeah. They might be saying, I think they're objectifying us, like at this point. Where's the hose?
Gonna keep all
And then we talk about the alien.
And we talked about the aliens and helicopters.
Maria's new dating profile.
Yeah. Oh God.
Single firefighters that can cook.
Yes. Yes. Single firefighters that can cook. Okay, that's what we're gonna.
And there's gonna be a cartoon of an open oven and like smoke coming out of it.
Anyone
and then Maria's legs sticking out.
Anyone that Maria dates has to know how to cook. Okay.
Yeah, please do, because you don't want me set your house on fire.
Everybody has like one main quality. Hers is just like, you need to know how to cook.
Yeah.
The rest we can figure out from there.
Yes, there. Yep. Exactly.
Yes, and we need to move away from the smoked sausages too.
Anyways, we're gonna go on a quick break.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're gonna talk more about these LA fires, less the firefighter cooks. Okay.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Cucumber. Hi, I'm Malik Brooks Bay, here to talk to you about our film Hip Hop Dreams. But before I get to that, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my background. Started out acting, then I moved into writing, then I moved into directing, which led to my first short called The Revolutionaries. Then years later, made a movie, my first feature, called Heroes. Now you can see it on Tubi, and you can see it on Shine TV and some other platforms. And then after that, I made a movie called Searching for Life, which you can see on Amazon, Shine TV, and some other platforms. But now, which brings me to the next feature I plan to make, which is Hip Hop Dreams. I'm so excited when I think about it. Cells in my body, they just scream out and they leap so much, my feet come off the ground. Did you see that? Oh, maybe next time. But Hip Hop Dreams, yeah, man, I'm so excited to talk about it. I'm so excited to bring it to the theaters in 2025, but I need your help. Hip Hop Dreams is about these 5 guys surviving off heists, living in Las Vegas. And they realize that banks don't have much money in them nowadays, so it's not a viable option anymore. Banks got just debits and credits now. That's all it is, just a building with debits and credits. So they find a heist that's gonna set them up. It goes off, but not without complications. Now they're pursuing their dream. Nothing can stop them now. It's in bloom, full bloom. The feds come, interrupt the dream. Now we have to go to part 2, Hip Hop Dreams, the takeover, and then Hip Hop Dreams, world domination. It's a 3-part series. So some people have called it a cross between Purple Rain, Player Club, and Takers. If you haven't seen those 3 movies, I recommend them. They all great movies, very entertaining. However, we need your help to bring Hip Hop Dreams to the theater. We're about 70% cast. We've got about 80% of the locations identified and or secured. So, but to bring it across the line here in 2025, we need your help. So I'm here compelling you, begging you to donate to our cause to bring Hip Hop Dreams to the screen. Now, anything will help. We appreciate it, and I want to say thanks in advance for that. So if you donate something, I might come out, you know, mow your lawn or something like that, but it's got to be a big one for me to do that. Hip Hop Dream 2025. Thank you.
And now we are back for the last segment of Honeybees. And I am JC, and she is Maria Pureza, our fabulous director, producer, and the fabulous singer from Minnesota. See, I got it right this time.
Yay!
I didn't say that she was walking in Memphis. So
that was one place I don't think I've been yet.
and here I was,
Let's go driving. Let's go road trip.
I could book shows in Memphis.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
And then I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. I wanna go to drive to New York. I'm gonna go drive to Memphis.
Lord.
Can you even imagine Maria and I on a road trip?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's gonna be so.
Hey, firefighters!
Yeah.
Hey, policeman!
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I know this would be all bad.
Yeah.
This would be all bad.
We might end up.
Try getting a speeding ticket. Imagine that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry. We didn't realize how fast we were
We
going.
just wanna meet you. That's why we did this.
Maria's like, I'm single. Here's my card.
Oh my gosh.
I can't cook. But my friend here, she can.
She can. Oh my God. Can you just imagine if it happened at night and then he's gonna flash that little flashlight and like go like this with the eyeballs? Like, let's see what's going on. Are you sober? How many fingers am I holding up?
I tried to do that alcohol, or what you call that, drunk driving test.
Yes.
And I am in my 6 inches high heels. And I was like, oh. I said, let me remove. So I removed that
my
and then walk on that line that they want me to walk to. And then I think I didn't pass because they have to do the thing. So when I blow that shit, the cop said,
oh my God.
Oh my God. I think it's 3 point something or something. I know it's above, way above. And he said, what do they say when they start reading your rights?
Oh, you have the right to remain
Yes.
silent.
Yes, you have
the rights.
You have the right to remain, and then it's like, hold on, walk away, went to the other cops or whatever, came back, gave my ID.
Oh wow.
I know I'm above, but before they actually pulled me over, I did my magic first.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because that time, by the way, I was drinking. We have like once a year cops convention, police convention in town. And who I'm drinking with?
Who?
The cops!
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh.
Because they were our client at my previous job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do what do you call that? Give them or deliver them cars to use in town. Yeah. So and then after we delivered our cars, hey Maria, let's go drinking. I said, oh yeah, let's go. So we were in the bar, and then and then all of a sudden I'm by the bar by myself. And then they're calling me. We are in Paris. They are in Paris hotel. Come and follow us. I'm like, no. I think I went to the bathroom. That's why they left. They all left. They didn't. So anyways, besides the point. So I said, I drove home. And I forgot that I am just actually servicing, or not servicing because that's really bad. The police convention is in town for a reason. They actually setting up those roadblocks for drunk driving.
Oh.
I forgot about that. And and I got stuck on that traffic going to the stops, and I was like, So anyways, I got there, and before and the cop said, "How many did you drink today?" Like normal people. I said, "1."
Was this back in your tequila days?
Yes.
Oh my God.
So it's like, all right, go and drive into that, and cops will be with you. I'm like, shit. So but before that, I said, by the way, I was drinking in a bar with other cops. That's the convention here, and here's my business card. I actually bring you guys car. So he has my card. So that's what I think had saved me. I was like, yeah. She was like, you have the rights to remain. And
Oh my gosh, that's so heartbreaking.
yeah, and it's like, hold on for a second. Maybe somebody told her before she did, and yeah, I don't know what happened, but I really don't know what happened. There's a conspiracy in my mind that happened, but that might be the reason why I was let go.
Yeah.
But I was let go.
And she might have responded to the cop reading her Miranda. I know that I have the right to remain silent, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, that sounds like, yeah, we both know. Him and I just met today, and we already know what she would say. And on that note, while you're in Vegas, take an Uber. There's Ubers
Yes,
everywhere.
please. Yeah. Since then, I Uber when I go to a thing. Since then, that's the first and the last that I said it's not ever gonna happen. I'm gonna get tickets for speeding and running red light, but not drinking.
So you're one of the red lighters out here.
Bad.
Oh goodness gracious!
But
I think that's one of my biggest pet peeves in this town. Is everyone runs the red light, and I get it. The red lights here are very, 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 very long, and if you're in a hurry, I understand that you need to keep on going, but I don't trust red lights, green lights in this town.
No.
When the light turns green, I look,
Yes.
look,
Right,
and look,
right,
and
right.
look.
It's still
Not
there.
just a quick glance. It's like a,
Yeah.
because people are going 50 miles an hour through a red light, and it happens all the time here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get a problem in LA, fires problem in LA. We get a red light problem here in town.
Over here in town. Oh my gosh. This is the red light district, by the way. I'm just kidding.
This is a
Because people keep on running red lights.
Yeah, I try not to, but all of the time is when I try not to, I get people actually in my back that is now beeping their horn because I stop and
At a yellow light?
and I first part of the yellow line, a yellow light, and stop. You know what I mean? And they're like,
I put my finger out the window for the first time the other day, and I don't know how long, because I'm a very patient human. I'm very patient. I don't have a lot of tolerance for shitty drivers.
Yeah.
Because my father, thank you if you guys are watching, taught me how to drive when I was 16. Well, like 12. He had me behind the wheel when I was like this tall, learning how to like do things. But people in this town, like for the majority, just cannot drive. And this lady, like, I'm going out to Red Rock, so I'm already going in my Zen place, you know. And I'm in the slow lane where you're supposed to be when you're the slower driver. And she's ready to fly by me. So I'm slowing down to let her go by me because my lane is ending. Then she decides she's going to like slow down. But she's not trying to slow down to let me in. She's just slowing down to be a bitch.
Yeah.
And so
Annoying.
she almost hits me because I'm literally slowing down to let her in, and now we've almost collided. And then so I just went in front of her, and then she's like, "What?" And I'm Zen, okay? I'm Zen.
Yeah.
This is how a Zen goes.
Right. Yeah.
My finger was out the window. I was still smiling. I was still Zen, and I'm still on my way to Red Rock. And then I was just like, dude, I was letting you go.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're already going 60 in a 40,
just go.
And I'm going down to 30, I'm letting you go.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Ready.
Meaning I am letting you go,
Yeah.
and don't be a bee.
Yeah.
And because they
Don't
do
be a
that.
honeybee.
Yeah.
Don't be a hunty
Because
bee.
they do that.
I've been hanging out with
Tom.
kids all weekend, and I had to clean up my mouth. And it was tough.
It is
Like
tough.
my friend I hiked with Saturday had a 3 and a 6-year-old. I had to bite my tongue several times, and then I had my friend's 10-year-old son for his birthday week yesterday hiking, and I was like,
It's hard.
yeah. I mean, I'm not around kids a lot, so I just had
I
to.
remember when I used to just keep on cussing.
Oh, her.
She talks like a sailor.
One of the first interview that I did with her, I can't remember if I had wine beforehand or not. I may have had one.
No, I think you didn't, and then you.
Right, because I don't typically drink before I go on stage, before I go on a show, but she had several margaritas.
Yeah.
And she was much fun. I was like, she's one of the first times I got to start doing interviews. I've just been performing, and then I'm like, I'm going on a talk show today. This is exciting. I get to play music. And Maria was so buzzed and having margaritas, and then we're talking about the Vikings, and I don't know. We need to find that show.
I still have it.
The two of us, and it was just the two of us.
I still have it.
And we didn't even know each other. We would just head off each other, and it was probably one of the most entertaining.
The Let's Talk world used to be like I used to do the show on restaurant here in town, and I have like 5 to 10 people lined up for 2 hours for interviews.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's
so we'd each get a segment, and then the next people were waiting. And
yeah, you see that, right? So yeah, that's where I have you last. So I had more fun after that.
Yeah,
like literally. But anyways, I was gonna say this earlier when you said your dad teach you how to drive.
Yeah.
I believe that before around the country before anybody starts to drive, they should actually send everybody to Minnesota, because they are really good drivers.
Oh, there you go.
You know why? Because we're Minnesota.
That's
nice.
good to know.
We're polite there.
Yeah, the first place that I've seen people pull out from their lane to let the other one go, and I'm like, what? Like I was driving, and
when you turn your blinker on there, people are like,
yeah, they do.
Wow.
Yeah, you see when you are driving, when they see you from behind and they know that you're faster than them, they will go literally on the side of the road to let you go.
Oh wow!
You don't need to stop. You don't need to actually. So that's where I've learned how to go. Actually, that's how I've learned courtesy on the road when I drove in Minnesota.
So imagine being trained how to drive somewhere like that, and now we're coming to Vegas.
Oh yes.
And the worst part is, because most people, like, I just spent 5.5 years in North Idaho. Most people drive pretty nice there. Washington, people drive pretty nice there, depending where you're at. So up north, it just seems like people they're a little more courteous.
Yeah,
they really are. So you just kind of get in the mindset where people are waving each other, so you're doing that, and it's just a way of driving. So I have 2 different ways I drive. I have the way my dad taught me, that is nice and courteous.
Yes.
And you let people in, and you have distance between you and the vehicle in front of you, and you do all the things you're supposed to do. And you don't put your finger out the window. You do, especially like if you just left church. I'm like, what did they just tell you in the sermon, Pamela? Put your finger back out the window.
My pastor used to call the middle finger when you tell the world that they are number one with your middle finger.
And then I have my
number one.
Then I have my West Coast driving.
Oh God, yeah.
And when I have to pull her out, I don't like her, but I had to pull it out on the way here today, because I was to get off the 15 to get onto the 95. It's chaos, right? And there's not even traffic at this time of day, especially on a Monday.
Yeah.
But I have my blinker on because I see that the 95, I knew I was supposed to be going north, but the exit is over here. So I had to cut across 4 lanes of traffic, and you just put your blinker on, and then you just pray. It's kind of like,
technically, yes.
Just I elbow the dog, get back in the back, and then we're going there. We don't know how we're getting there, but the blinker's on. And then these people are moving, and these people are moving, and they're moving, and everyone's trying to go, and you're just like, blinker, let's do it.
Yeah.
We're going 95 north.
There you go, and you made it.
And then you're going like 80, and then,
Yes.
you know, yeah, it just, yeah. I don't like my West Coast driving
It
ego
is.
person. What do you call it? Not ego,
But-
my alter ego.
Your
Yeah.
alter
There's,
ego,
there's
yeah.
a West Coast
Mhm.
alter ego driver inside of this nice Minnesota girl, and I don't like her.
Mhm.
I don't like to have to
And
pull her out.
She drives.
Oh, when I pull her out, watch out, because I can
Yeah.
drive just as jacked up as the rest of
As-
you.
yes.
Right.
The
right.
Angelinos.
And I'm like, watch out.
And on that note, we are going to talk about fire prevention.
Yeah. Oh.
How to
Not
prevent
driving prevention.
Well, that too.
Yes. Well, with the LA, after all these things happening, they have you seen those GoFundMe? So many.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who was that? Oh, Mandy Moore. I'm kind of, what do you call this, torn about Mandy Moore because I work in luxury retail, just to let you know, and I've had the privilege of helping out Mandy Moore, and she is a wonderful human being in person. So she's under criticism right now because I think I don't know, she was able to get $11 million or something like recently, and then her brother got victimized by this fire, and then she set up a GoFundMe for her brother, and a lot of people are saying, well, you have the money, like why don't you give your brother some money? You know, she's under criticism right now
Wow.
because of that, because she has millions and millions.
Yeah.
So
if
I don't know what to think.
If I had $11 million, I'd give my sister one.
Yep. I'll take
1
the 10.
million.
Yeah, I'll take the 10. I'm really tempted to actually after. In the middle of the LA fire, I'm tempted to create a GoFundMe for them so that I can keep the money.
Oh, good Lord.
But I said, I think that's evil, so I didn't.
There's a ton of, I
don't know what to say.
I donate 10% of what I make through my music
Yes,
to
right,
help women's
right.
shelters. But when there's like disasters going on in our country, like I donated to the hurricane fund, but I'm very careful where I donate to. You know, and so I had recently asked people on Facebook if they knew of any reputable places, and there was a lot of private GoFundMes and, you know, and things like that. But what I've been seeing a lot of is people are just saying like, oh, we have a camp to have the animals at, and we're taking donations. Well, I don't know which ones are real and which ones aren't. So I mean, I if I don't know you personally.
Yeah,
And it's really hard to, you know, if somebody has, by the way, if you're watching the show, if you have a reputable place
Please
Yeah.
let
that
us
we
know.
can donate or whatever. I know there's a couple drop-off locations here in town for
Oh, they.
clothing and blankets and stuff. There are some places right here in Vegas that are
Yes.
actually legitimate places to.
And I think you mentioned a while ago that you attended at Central, because
Yeah.
I also attended
Yeah.
Central.
So
Christian.
Central is
And they also are currently doing raising funds for the fires of Las Vegas. And what I love about Central is that I see where the money is going. Like when they say that they're gonna feed the poor,
they do.
They
like,
really do feed the poor. Like on Wednesdays and another day, they had a big food pantry.
Yep.
At the back, and there's like a lot of people lining up, and not necessarily homeless people, but people who are just down and out, you know,
people that had a
financially.
rough moment or whatever.
And they go there to get food. Yeah.
Well, like
And
I
then-
did the Hope for Kids program
Yeah,
at
where-
Christmas, where I had the big box that I took around to my shows, and people could drop off coats and toys and stuff.
And backpacks and all
Yeah,
that.
so what we did is we left it at Desert Sands RV Park and just told people to either bring me stuff or bring it to the RV park. And then, I mean, the church, they raised so much money for the Hope for Kids to give all these kids a Christmas in town.
Yes.
Like, I can't remember how many hundreds of thousands of kids right here in Vegas are hungry and at poverty level that don't have things. The number was insane.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept taking donations, and they gave all these kids clothes and food, and they got to go through the drive-through and experience the whole magic of Christmas right from the back of their car. And it's so they're that's why I love that church as well. Like they're very into the community right here in Vegas and serving like what you're supposed to be doing, you know.
That's truly amazing.
Yeah.
And, so to segue to the last topic of the honeybee, so we're talking about fire prevention, how to prevent the fires, and I was thinking, fill up the fire hydrants with water, please.
Well, another thing too, I think, like what I was talking about, that little box that my grandma gave me, you know, having an emergency bag, like Maria was saying, or a suitcase, or a fireproof box, or something, you know. And I know this is silly, but it's not silly. Like, photos are everything to me, and I think they are to most people. What I started doing a couple years ago, I had 6 totes of photo albums. Before, like, new generation people don't understand what photo albums are. But you know, all of my pictures were negatives and in photo albums, and I was like, what if something happens to these? Like, this is a lifetime of memories I can never replace. So what I've been doing is I've been backing them up digitally. And I've been taking all the photos out of the album. I take photos of the photos, put them on a cloud, put them on a disk or an external hard drive, so they're in 2 different places. And now, and I've gotten rid of the photos. I've lightened the load. Everything is backed up online. You know, not that you can do this with everything in your house, but it's just something for photos.
Yes.
And there's companies that do it. The companies are really expensive, so I just have been doing it myself. And it's been a very tedious project, but it's been fun. I mean, I've been looking through old photos, and then I've been mailing them to people, like photos that you don't even remember from 20 years ago. Like, hey, what's your address? I got something for you. And, you know, and then I've just been keeping some of the family stuff and the things that I'm doing, 1 or 2 big albums, and the rest it's just getting rid of it, lighten and load, and now they're all just digital, and all my memories are.
That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
That's why I figured when we're talking about prevention, not so much prevention of the fire, but things you can do with your really personal.
Yeah, not prevention, but preventing of losing everything.
If you have a scanner on your computer, you can just put them all on. You can scan them into your computer. You can, I mean, whatever you do. But like I said, I mean, I've just been taking photos of the photos and then putting them, you know, and then like I said, I mean, I'm 6 totes lighter. While I'm gypsy traveling around the country, of why do I have all these photos? But I don't want to get rid of the photos, but I need the physical. You know.
And also they also have like those safety deposit boxes on the bank. So you those other, you know, you don't have to, you know, not everything is a photo, but other things, memorabilia, paperwork, because I can relate to you, because what I'm doing right now, I am literally like crashing down into maybe 2 boxes, so that when I could carry when I go someplace,
like for emergency,
or emergency, is. I know a lot of us actually like love to keep all those memorabilia from a long time ago. Honestly, for me, moving probably over 20 times in my life, I lose so many things. So now I am more of, I don't even keep photos anymore. Because I know that someone will have my photo of someplace else. Like you are. And
I have your photo.
Yeah, exactly, right? Those kind of thing. And also, like, because it's expensive for data, you know, to keep all those things too. But and also my closet is anything that I don't wear more than 2 years anymore, it's all going in the trash can.
I'm like, I'm at a every 6 months point.
I know.
I'm like, and then when I came down here to Vegas, I brought a very small amount of clothing. And now I'm realizing the clothes I have stored in my RV is stuff I should have brought down here, but I didn't have a lot of room in my car. And only
you don't have your RV this time?
No, I'm only here for 6 months, and so I don't have a truck right now to pull my RV.
Yeah.
So whatever fit in my car for 6 months is what came, and I'm renting a bedroom with a friend, and I'm down here now, and I'm like, why do I have no clothing that matches? I don't have enough clothing. Like I'm trying to like rotate out the outfits to wear to shows and on your show that people didn't see last night at my show.
Right.
So I'm like, why do I not have enough clothes? And it's like I came down here like a minimalist, and I'm but now I'm here and I'm like
I'm now actually a minimalist.
Yeah.
So a few days ago, I told my roommate Chris. I said, I want all of this cupboard to be empty in 2 days.
Yeah.
He got so mad at me.
Oh my gosh.
And I told my sister, I said, come and shop in my kitchen. Take everything you want.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't cook. I don't eat much. If you buy a food from us, from a restaurant, you already have everything you need.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, why am I crowding my...
So you don't cook at all now?
No, I cannot. Well, I did cook, but then I almost burned the whole place. So now, Trish Marcia is
the one cooking
something, or Chris is like, hey, I made extra for you. You know, I'm saying those kind of things. So, and I need to eat just literally meat.
Yes.
Because of my diet. But this is only a month, and I am waiting until the end of the month to start eating my cheesy bread again.
Yeah.
So this is Pureza's fire prevention. This is her version of fire prevention for her to stop cooking.
Yeah, stop cooking.
Yeah.
Another thing too on people that live in rural areas, especially underbrush, cleaning your underbrush, raking things up. Huh?
They stop underbrush? What do you mean
underbrush? Like, if you live in the forest,
you have all this
shit, and you need to clear that, and you need to, rake things up and cut down the long grass, and it's there's all of the stuff that can be flammable needs to get anyone that lives in the woods. It should be common knowledge, but apparently it's not.
So what would you do? Like what happened in LA? What would you do if normally when your house is on fire and there's no way to escape? You go into your bathroom and put something.
What?
Yeah, like
with something wet.
Wet, yeah, like wet your thing and pull
it.
No, until the firefighters comes in. But with this situation,
I think it's impossible.
Right? There's no.
It's absolutely impossible.
No water. Everywhere.
So what are we gonna do now? Are we gonna build houses not made of wood anymore? Like, is it all gonna be
metal?
Like fireplace houses?
You see that AI is going to be.
What kind of houses are we going to produce?
I think they're gonna create an AI houses. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! So they're gonna be fireproof.
Yeah, and I don't know. This is conspiracy. This is not done by an architect or an engineer.
I think we should have like automatic sprinklers all over, inside and outside.
There's no water. How that work?
Well, probably now the governor and the mayor and whoever it is, the third person.
We'll just move all the planets.
Are gonna stop buying gel for their hair and actually putting water in the fire hydrant.
Freaking Mel Gibson. Do you know that Mel Gibson is one of the ambassador?
I know. I'm very aware of that. Yes.
All these big actors are ambassador of LA for the Hollywood to bring in business internationally. That's what it says.
Yes. Yeah. So, but in Mel Gibson's defense, like, he was very upset that the fire hydrants were empty, and he was also saying, like, why is this mayor trying to save the fish? He said the reason why there's no water in the fire hydrants because they're trying to save a certain kind of fish in Southern California. And they say, why are we trying to save that? And what about the people? Aren't they worth saving?
No, they want to.
It's
Okay. My conspiracy.
Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna sound like.
This is the platform for it.
I literally. When that fire, actually, I'm just like freaking rich people. That's all I said. It's like now it's either for me, in my own opinion, this is nothing. It's only me. Is Maria, okay? First, they have enough money to freaking replace their houses. That's my. I am really sometimes evil. I said they have enough money to reach. It's good for them so that they can freaking change their mansion into another mansion. That's what I said. I'm literally, and I'm like, and second, it's LA. They wanna change everything, so they're doing that. Those are my freaking things. So, anyways.
Well, guess what? I think Leonardo DiCaprio lost his home too.
Yeah, because he wanted a new mansion.
Yeah. And I remember how you used to have a deadly crush.
Yeah, but then not their evil, thing, okay.
She even called her car
Leonardo. Oh, I get a new car. His name is Thor.
Oh, now we're doing Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, his name is. I have a new car. Oh, you seen my car before, right?
I don't think so.
The Fusion. Now I get an SUV. I get Thor.
So.
Anyways.
We've covered the community.
Oh, by the way, remember in LA, they're the one that wanted all electric car. Yes, in LA. Did you heard about that?
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going.
So everything is going to be.
Run so many things in LA. I'm telling you, but I'm stopping.
What are they going to be? Electric, like hydrogen cars?
Yeah.
I want to go live in a cabin in the middle of Montana.
Let's go!
Maybe the opposite.
Let's
go! AI, high tech.
20 acres, no phone service, no Wi-Fi.
And we'll just go barefoot, you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
No, I'm gonna leave all my high heels at home.
The barefoot contest.
I don't know if you've ever tried to go barefoot in Montana, but it's not a good idea.
How come?
They say you put on hiking boots when you're in Montana. You don't run around barefoot. You don't go in the rivers barefoot. You get water shoes. Yeah. So, yeah.
I never been in water. When I went there, they didn't take me to the water. So.
In Montana, you didn't go to any rivers?
No, we went to the rivers, but we didn't go into the rivers.
Oh.
Yeah. So
you need to come with me.
Yeah, right.
I go in rivers everywhere.
And I wanna go and swim in there.
I mean, there's like snow coming off a mountain, and there's me and Bella in the water. It's like 45 degrees.
That's not a prevention, but that's an alternate for LA. Live in the woods.
Outside of LA.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure there's going to be like there's a mass exodus going on right now that people are just leaving LA.
No, don't leave. Stay there. Get the money. No, don't come here to Vegas, please.
Oh, but they're coming here to Vegas. Don't you worry.
That's why. Did you see what I said? Just stay there because they're pouring money.
Oh my! Don't you worry.
Anyways, are we gonna end?
Okay, we've covered the community. We spoke about the community, and then we spoke about all these wonderful conspiracy theories.
Ooh.
And the fire prevention, which is more like just a thought.
Do not let Maria have gas stove.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Shucks. Damn it.
I'll have it changed with an electric stove. How about that?
I think we're gonna do that.
This was another interesting episode of the Honeybees. And this was my very first time to host with Pamela, and it's been an absolute pleasure.
And she's coming back again next week.
Coming back, and such a wonderful talent. And hopefully one of these days we'll just jam and just do a duet together. Yes. And the lovely Maria with her singed fiery hair. Her hair has gone through the fire.
Through the fire.
Yes. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We love you all, and until next time.